night, or it's negative,
Negative 12?
yeah, negative 12 or 13. And I'm just
Y'all,
like, I'm so like, I know it's going to be like, it's going to be beautiful, like running weather and not pool weather that I was kind of hoping for, but I will take it.
y'all are wild.
I would just like to say it's minus 26 Fahrenheit here. I am
Keep it.
dying.
Keep it.
Keep it. Don't bring it down with
Keep
you.
it. Don't bring it with you to Florida.
It's
I'll
63
I'll
right
let
now.
Lisa suffer.
It's
It's
63.
brutal. Mhm.
What were you saying? Who was saying? Somebody was about to say something. Got quiet.
I'll
I don't.
take 57 in North Florida right now. Thank you.
I walked the dog this morning. It was Brick City out there. I was not feeling it, and that was like 55. Val gets the other end of the spectrum. She's got the hot weather now.
Yeah, it's around. It's cool today actually. Cool for the summer, so it's around 80.
Ooh, around 80.
Yeah, and it's like 8:30 at night.
Ooh, you sent me progress photos, Val.
Yeah, I did. Still hate them, but yeah.
Oh, now you're just toying with me. Down another
I
half.
mean, I want to say they look better, but they look like less bad.
You, you down 10 pounds. I have to convert everything to kilos with you.
Yeah,
Down
I,
20. Down 20 since we started.
yeah, I know. It's like a little over 9 kilos, so that's awesome. Yeah. And
180.
I took the measurements today and I lost like 9 centimeters of waist. That's a
Whoop.
lot.
9 centimeters in the waist. I'll
Yeah.
take it. I want you at 81.65 kilos next.
Next what?
Soon. Next
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying.
3 or 4 weeks.
I went to my PT today, so I'm supposed to take it slow this week.
Oh, what the P all good?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just overtraining.
You?
Yeah. Who could have guessed?
I would have never guessed that. I would have never
Yeah.
guessed. How's everybody else feeling this week? Fabulous. Lovely. Silence. Ryan, you coming in for Princess, man?
Yeah, Saturday.
You're doing the 10K?
Yeah.
Oh, you gonna
Uh,
dress in a tutu with me?
no,
Nah. Come on, man.
man, I don't even know if I'm going to finish.
You don't even.
So
Oh, do I need to chase you?
I don't want to work. I'm not scared of anything. So
That's true. More like
now
you. Yeah.
I need to just step it up a little bit. It depends on how far I get ahead of those balloon ladies at the start. They're going to catch me, but it just needs to be at mile 6.2.
Hey, we'll see where you start. Maybe you get lucky with, get a good corral. What's your pace looking like right now?
Between 18 and 19, because I've been
All right.
walking a lot more because I've been having some issues. But my running pace is around 13, 14, but my walk is slow. I just can't walk fast since I hurt my knee.
And the knees don't let you run.
Right. So my hope is to lose another few pounds this week and be as light as I can. Maybe I'll move faster.
One foot in front of the other.
But I mean, it's going good. I think, what am I down like 15, 16 pounds now for
Since
this
we,
challenge?
yeah, since we kicked off, I think you're about, well, actually, no, you sent me an adjusted weigh-in, so you're down like 16.
There we go. So I'd like to double that by the end.
This is doable.
Yeah. Got to
Doable.
run tonight. So I'll be doing that.
I gotta see you down another like 62.9. Well, actually, no, let's call it 60.1 after what you said to me this one that you sent.
Yeah. That'd be good.
I'll see you sub 3.
Yes.
Taking
Been
a
a
long
long
time.
time.
extra workout by doing snow removal. 24 inches up there, Karen.
That's just in the driveway.
That's just in the driveway. Good Lord.
Yeah, we had 75 centimeters through 2 snowstorm. So that's over 3 feet of snow.
I
The
don't
snow
miss
plow,
Connecticut.
in Montreal, when you say that the snow plow has problem passing in the street, that's one hell of a storm.
I do not miss Connecticut. Not one bit.
Me either.
No, I don't do cold weather. It's not for me.
Well, I don't do hot weather, so I'm fine. I'm happy with the snow.
You're happy with the snow?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. Lance, how you feeling tonight? Lance,
I am good. I'm actually heading back from a massage right now.
must be nice.
Yeah, I've been seeing the same guy for 17 years, so he lays on the pain like no one else.
Were you on the call where I talked about that? That it's got to be someone that lays on the pain?
Yeah, yeah. I've got them. I call it the elbow of destiny that he digs into all the knots. So
That is my only prerequisite. I do not want to be able to fall asleep there. I want just pain and agony and just get all the knots.
oh yeah, if I'm not gritting my teeth, I didn't get my money's worth. So
I love it. I started
yeah.
listening to that book you sent me.
Yeah, so what do you think? Thumbs up or man?
Thumbs up. Thumbs up. I got to get a
Yeah.
little deeper into it. But
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
definitely a solid audiobook to get through on the car rides. It's about
It's always hard when they start talking about a whole bunch of numbers. You know, he's going through a column of stuff on an audiobook. He's just a killer, though.
yeah. He gave me a good recommendation on a nutrition for runners. But what was the name of it again? I got it in my Spotify.
Yeah, I'm driving, can't tell.
Yeah. It was a solid recommendation. And so far I've agreed with everything, which just makes it even better. It is, oh man, get out of here, Spotify. The New Rules of Marathon and Half Marathon Nutrition, a cutting edge plan to fuel your body beyond the wall. And I like the opening on the book. It just talked about like all of the nutrition, the like fads that have been out in the last what 30 years. So keto and zone diet and Atkins and all these. And what was the other one? Zone diet. I think it was the creator of the zone diet. They're like, this guy followed the diet and ended up like, he passed early. The diet was not working for him. He passed much younger than he should have due to some weight issues. It was like, God damn, man. And he was selling the diet and the country was just buying into it. So very intriguing book. I'm enjoying it. I'm just shooting the shit right now as we loosen up. I have a small little presentation because somebody asked me to do it. Michelle wanted to talk about intuitive eating. I think she'll be with us she's not here right now, right? I keep going through my list. Michelle. I think she said she couldn't be here tonight, but I want to talk intuitive eating and then I'll grill her. I'll grill her on Wednesday night if she shows up. Does anyone know anything about intuitive eating? You're gonna make me talk to myself all night.
I know some.
Tell me about it. What you know?
I know that you're supposed to eat listening to your body and not according to a plan and weighing everything and measuring everything, um, taking in account how you feel when you eat and after you eat.
Mm-hmm.
Hi. It was from what Mike brought me from Triangle Hoagie.
Oh, I thought she was talking to us. We were getting some triangle hoagie. That sounds really good. I would intuitively eat that right now. I don't know what it is, but it sounds good. So, Val, you had it on the nose. I think counting calories works better than anything. That's number one, but I do like to touch on other ways to do it because no one really wants to count calories their entire life. It'll end up stressing you out. And well, I would like to get everybody to the point, my end goal is to get you to a point where you can do things a little more intuitively and not put the weight back on. You don't have to measure every single thing, but that's a good starting point. If you've got a good amount to lose and you have a goal number, the fastest way to get there is going to be count the calories, make sure the numbers are right, and dial those numbers all in. So, and then just keep adjusting as you go. So intuitive eating is just a way, let me share my screen. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Share, present. There we go. Did that share? No, I don't think I did it yet.
It's really great that you're doing the McDonald's music while you're telling us how to intuitively eat better.
I know some of you Disney people follow Michael Does Disney. Is there any Michael Does Disney fans on here? You could yell it because I can't see you now. Val's nodding. I can see like 4 people.
Yeah.
No.
Anybody on his close friends list on Instagram? I get a little more raw, uncut information from him being on that close friends list. And only saying this story because Lance brought up the McDonald's theme. I didn't realize I was doing it. And he actually, unfortunately, was laid off by McDonald's like a couple weeks ago. And after he posted that, he posted a thing that said, like, it's okay. I'm doing fine. I'm not worried. Like, please don't worry about me. Nothing to worry about. And his next story was, but seriously, I'm going to destroy some Wendy's tonight. So I just had a good laugh at that. He was like, I'm done with Mickey D's and I'm just going to destroy Wendy's. So yeah, that's my little story about my buddy Michael. I get to see him this weekend at Princess. Intuitive eating, a way of eating healthy without tracking calories. So big thing with this is going to be knowing the difference in the hunger types. Knowing the difference in hunger types. Physical hunger, this young man has to grow. He physically needs food to grow. Look at him. He's a little tiny guy. We want him to get a little bigger. The biological urge tells you to replenish nutrients. Builds gradually, different signals, such as a growling stomach, fatigue, or irritability. Satisfied when you eat any food. I got a weird echo going on now. That'll drive me nuts. Emotional eating. This girl looks like she's been through some stuff. She's got some greens up in that fridge. She's got some, I don't know what's up there. So all sorts of healthy stuff, except for that Coca-Cola. And she went for the donuts. She probably had a rough day at work. Emotional is going to be more, driven by the emotional need. Sadness, loneliness, boredom. I am a boredom eater. If I get way too bored, I will just look for like snacks. I'm just like, I need something to fill that void. I'm like, idle hands syndrome. But that gives you the cravings. Often it's going to be comfort foods. Eating them causes guilt and self-hatred. Food should never cause guilt or self-hatred, but you're going to link that. Like if you like this, and I'm not saying a donut's a bad thing to eat, we'll get deeper into that. But if you have that one donut and then you're like, oh, that was really good. I haven't had a donut in a while. I do this too. I'm like, oh, I should just go try the other one. I'm gonna have one bite of that. And then you go down the rabbit hole and you're like, I'm gonna have another one. And my diet's already screwed up for the day. I'm just gonna eat another one. Like, oh, they're here and there's one more left in the box. Let me just finish it because then I won't eat them tomorrow. That kind of guilt, that self-hatred is no bueno. You got to get rid of that mentality. No, no bad foods, no food should never give you that kind of emotion. Does anybody go through those? Has anybody dealt with those two differences, physical hunger and emotional hunger? Like good examples of that in your life? I don't want to be the only one talking, and I got a short slideshow tonight, so I'm going to try to get you people loose.
Yeah, I don't even need an excuse to eat. Everything triggers me.
What's triggering you? Like just,
Well, if I'm angry, if I'm happy, if I'm just bored, it's the emotions. I've always turned to food since I was a kid.
all
I mean,
right.
I would eat until I would feel it, which means I've eaten enough for 2 or 3 people. If I feel full, that's a very bad thing.
If you feel full, it's a bad thing.
Well, me, the way I felt full was like packed it in. I'm like, oh, I can't eat another bite. That's not a good thing. That means I've probably had, 3 servings, 3 people's worth of food. I mean, I didn't get to be, 360 plus pounds by,
So
eating healthy.
you're probably somebody that I wouldn't even say walk that intuitive eating road for a long time. I'd say like get that relationship on the food worked out a little before. And I've been like that where I'm just like, I am stressed. I just want and stressed and not close to the safety net is a problem for me. So like if I'm driving and I'm stressed about something, I'm gonna oh, there's McDonald's. Oh, there's Taco Bell. Let's just do it.
Yeah, I
Melissa,
take that Wegovy now, and it's really helped. I mean, I didn't believe it would, but it has turned the food noise off in my head. And it's like I would think, oh, I would normally go there and get some food right about now, but I don't want it. So
the amount of people taking that currently, like stuff like that, like has me kind of want to test subject myself because I work with a vast amount of people and I get a lot of people like, it's probably not cheap, Ryan, right?
well, I'm a disabled veteran, so
So,
it's
all right,
very cheap for me.
you get it a little better, but I know I've talked to a few people, and some people maybe on this call that don't want to live on it forever. So it's like having an exit plan. So you got to your goal, you hit the goal weight, but I don't want to take a shot for the rest of my life. So like working on that relationship with the food, that way if you stop taking it, you're not gonna bounce back. That's something I would focus on you
Right.
work on. Melissa, board eater. Angela's a board eater, especially when working from home.
Yeah, I'm an emotional eater, so I'm kind of like Ryan in that respect.
Emotional eater?
Yeah, but it's usually like if I'm like super stressed or it's been just like a really long, hard day, I don't really want to cook because that's just one more like mental chore, like one more burden to have to deal with. So I usually will go for like takeout. It's not necessarily unhealthy, but I will definitely eat more than I would have if I wasn't upset.
I got you. I got you. I think that was me. What was I was talking to y'all? I was talking to my other group on Thursday, and I was coming home from the South Florida trip I was on and had food prepped at the house. I was all set, but I think it was just the fact that I was out of the house for like 3 days. I got in like that kind of stress mode. I was happy to be home with the wife. I wanted to have like a meal together. And right before I jumped on that call with my other crew, I I just ordered us tacos, chips, and guac. And I was like, this is my stress eating. I need to decompress. So, as long as it doesn't get too out of control, then it's not the worst thing. Eating when I was depressed was a big problem. I definitely went through that when I was younger, Matt, like big time. Stress eating at work was a huge thing. Tired eating. Stop and think, oh, Amy, you hit the nail on the head. I have to stop and think, am I really hungry or is it something else? I stress eat, so I try to keep the stress levels in check. For that, everything I said, go for a walk. Go for a 10-minute walk and then ask yourself, like, am I still hungry? Okay. But that'll kind of rewire the brain a little bit. I'm the opposite, can't eat when I'm stressed. Oh, Leslie, you're gonna upset like 10 other people on this call, but then want to eat more once the stress is resolved. Okay, so there's the opposite of that. Can eat at social events or vacation. Biggest thing for me is all the sauces and sugars in drinks and coffee creamers. Okay. Emotional eating has been a massive battle I've had for the last 3 weeks. Girl, you're getting ready for a big race and you're going through some life stresses. So totally, totally understandable. Better at acknowledging my emotional eater. Sometimes I let her out because if I bottle her up too often, it will be bad. That's another thing. If you go too far, like I think I've talked about this. I had a young lady who worked for me at one point, and she did a bodybuilding women's physique competition, and she got to like 2% body fat, which is not healthy for a woman. She was like emaciated. I got a phone call at 4 o'clock in the morning one day. Hey, I need you to come cover for me. I said, oh, is everything okay? She said, yeah, I got to the studio at 3 a.m. and I was doing an hour walking on the treadmill, because she was just looking for low intensity cardio to burn a couple extra calories before her competition. So she was coaching 5, 6:15, 7:30. She woke up and she woke up, must have been 2:30 a.m., got there at 3 just so she could get some extra steps in before she coached. Meanwhile, if Melissa's on here, Melissa knows these coaches are going back and forth during class all day. So she was getting steps anyway, and she passed out in the studio at 4 o'clock in the morning by herself. Came back too. Luckily, nothing happened. But a week later, she did her competition. She got her trophy. She got her trophy. She was feeling real great about life. And the second she got off the stage, their photos were her like this woman on the right, where she just went in on donuts and pizza. She probably had a week's worth of calories in one day, in one sitting on donuts and pizza. Like we saw the photos, it was like, oh my God. And then she admitted to like everybody, she goes, I went through the most terrible relationship with food for the next 7 months after that, where I was just like damaged. I couldn't look like everything triggered her to where she was like, I gotta eat. I want to eat. I want donuts. I want cookies. I want everything. Like that's where it goes too far down. The tracking goes too far. So that's why I said with Michelle, she wants to she wants to be on this journey, but she wants to also do it intuitive eating because she's got that poor relationship with food. So we want to try to help her get through it. Let's see. Karen acknowledging I eat to cope after an anxiety attack. Val, I'm the same way. I used to get anxiety attacks like crazy, and that would actually the there's some science behind that. I don't have all of the details, but you taking in you taking in food takes your brain off of the anxiety. It gets the dopamine receptors, if I'm not mistaken, and it's gonna turn off that anxiety. Like it's gonna help you calm down after an anxiety attack. So that definitely happens. Let's jump ahead. Trust your hunger is one of the big rules. If your body is giving you the signs of hunger, fuel it. Fueling when hungry is generally going to prevent binging when starving. So I say that after we look at, Ryan, who just told me he gets those signs of hunger regardless. Is it hunger, Ryan, or is it just craving?
Well, it's been mostly just craving, and not mindfulness.
So learn that difference. Like, am I hungry or is it? I'll usually swig some water or go for a walk and then give the brain 10 minutes to downregulate. Am I hungry or am I just bored? It was this weekend for me, it was cleaning the house. We cleaned the house Sunday morning and then I was just kind of bored. And I'm like, let me grab a snack. Let me grab a snack. And it just kept being these, those Dots pretzels. Anybody ever have Dots pretzels?
Yes, they're great.
They're delicious.
But you can't stop eating them.
The honey mustard ones, and I don't even like honey. They're so good. I couldn't stop with one serving, Melissa. I just couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. I kept going. So listen for the signs of hunger, and if your body's hungry, fuel it. Like I am so anti starvation diet. I never want anybody to starve themselves to hit their goal. Like that's why I ask, are you feeling full? Are you feeling like you have enough energy? If I don't have enough energy to get me through my workout and feel successful during my workout, I've gone too far to the deep end. I don't want to deal with that. I want to feel strong. I want to feel like I can, get through my lifts and feel successful. I want to be able to cross the finish line without feeling drained on a run. This crazy Pomeranian is scratching the door. I'm gonna have to get up in a second and grab him. See what else I got. Stop listening to the food police. This one I kept short and sweet. There are no bad foods. So ditch the mentality that you ate bad. All foods are okay in moderation. This can go a lot of ways, but I'm a firm believer, like if you enjoy something, have it, just moderate it and you'll be okay. Oh, I'm gonna grab the Pomeranian. Hold, please. Come here. No, you gotta come up here. There he is. There he is. I got him. So no bad foods. Now, if you eat a burger on Sunday, I'm looking at that burger, it looks good. If you eat a burger on Sunday and that just triggers you to go and have a pizza after that, maybe things are going the wrong direction. But every once in a blue moon, I'll have a burger. I'll have a burger. I have some bacon. That hot dog looks really good on there, except I don't like mustard, so we'll avoid that. Now, if you're trying to get down to 5% body fat, you're probably going to have to make some sacrifices on that. That's where I'd say, all right, we really got to stay away from the sugar. If you're somebody who gets a ton of sugar cravings, and that's trained behavior, sugar cravings. So like we have a friend, family friend, that they've never given their kid till like he was, I don't think he had sugar until he was like 4 or 5 years old, which is just bizarre to me in this country that they were able to like make that happen. And you go to a restaurant with this kid and ask him what he wants, and he's like, I'll do the steak. He's like 7 or 8 now. And he'll order a steak and asparagus. And I'm just sitting there like, what? And he goes to other kids' birthday parties, and the mom's like, yeah, no, he sits out on the cake, and we gave it to him once, and he just he was like, I don't even really like it. So we're trained, especially in this country, at a very early like sugar. Sugar is it hits those dopamine receptors and it's delicious. Melissa said, I'm addicted to sugar. Like I know when I have a little bit of sugar, I just keep going down the line. So I just, all right, well, no, I had one cookie. My one cookie always turns into two cookies, three cookies, and then I finish the row. I have to, it's like a weird OCD thing. Well, I'll just finish the row in the Girl Scout cookies. It's Girl Scout cookie season. Does anybody look at something and they're like, that's a bad food? I can't touch that. Oh, Thin Mints. That's the worst one. Oh, I'm a Samoa's guy. Halfway through the challenge, we start talking about Thin Mints. It's not good. Anybody have that thought process? No, where you're like, oh, I can't eat that. That's a bad food. Lisa said chocolate peanut butter cups. I'm a peanut butter cup guy. I'm an ice cream guy. That's good. Well, watch out for those people. I think I told you guys on one of the first calls too. Like when I was working with my first coach, he said a Pop Tart before working out, and I was like, I had to retrain. I'm like, that's a bad food. I should not be eating a Pop Tart before I work out. Like that is cannot be good. What the hell am I paying this guy for? And went with the Pop Tart. And I got down to the point with this guy where I was at like 3 or 4% body fat, and people were just like, are you seriously eating a Pop Tart? Like in the gym, you're gonna get, I have people tell me you're gonna get fat. And I'm like, I'm 3% body fat right now. Don't worry, I gotta know what I'm doing. My coach knows what we're doing. And it's like, I didn't get fat off one Pop Tart. I can eat an entire package of Thin Mints. That's why I can't have them in my house. Cookies. I have a chocolate bar in the fridge. I buy 70% and over. One square is enough to feed my sugar craving. Oh, you're lucky. Oh, you buy the 70% cacao. I had to read that. Girl, I like the real dark one, like the 90%. Now, one of my certifications is through Precision Nutrition. So I was actually went through some of their content and this stole this nice graphic, which kind of gives you, if you wanted to go, you hit your goal and you want to go the intuitive eating route, this would be a good general guide on how to structure your plate and structure your serving size, and not have to worry so much about weighing everything. Quarter of the plate there, protein, red meat, chicken, fish, eggs, or vegetarian source, fats, healthy oils, nuts and seeds, veggies, include a wide variety of veggies. You know, you could throw some rice in on those veggies as well. Mix that in. I'm not a carb czar, and if your carbs are from sweet potatoes, good. If you're somebody who prefers rice, let's go with Alex. I know Alex prefers rice. That's okay too. But
Alex does not discriminate carbs. That's why I'm working with you.
I had to lean on your your background there because I know I told you I'm married into the Ecuadorian family and rice became a thing in my life like on the regular. And I now love rice. Like I get a little confused when there's not rice in the fridge. I think I did something to screw up. So I gotta have the rice. Eat slowly and stop eating when you're 80% full. There's a delay in the hunger signals. So Italian family, it was like, got to clean your plate. You got to clean your like any 50s primetime lounge fans in the house, you get the clean plate club sticker. So eat slowly, let the food digest and get in your system, and then try to stop eating when you're 80% full. I don't like to waste food, so that's where I get in problems there. Save the starchy carbs for after you exercise. So that's just going to help refuel. We've talked about glycogen stores, refuel there. Whole foods with minimal processing. I have shifted my diet almost completely outside of like the taco night that I just told you about and some stuff on the weekend, but Monday through Friday to whole foods and minimally processed. Calorie wise, everything else has remained the same. And I'm down 5 pounds just doing that. Just there's just less gunk going through my system. Local or organic foods when possible. I know a lot of people like, oh my God, it's so expensive to eat healthy. And then I go and look and I'm like, no, a lot of the packaged stuff is gonna be more expensive. So depending where you go, like you go to Whole Foods, like I was complaining about last week, you can spend an arm and a leg on some of these things. Use smaller or larger plates based on your body size. If I have a giant bowl of cereal, I will fill a giant bowl with all of the cereal and eat like 4 servings. If I go with a tiny bowl, I end up eating less. It's just an easy little mental hack you can use. This one, taking it even further, I gotta move my little screen here. Portion control simplified. If you get to that point where you just want to track, this is a solid guide you could use. So for women, a palm of protein is generally going to be where your serving's at. Men, 2 palms. Ryan, 2 palms and two bottoms of your feet, man. We got a high protein goal for you. Vegetables, women, 1 fist worth. Men, 2 fists worth. Carbs, 1 cupped hand, 2 cupped hand for men, and fats, a thumb and 2 thumbs. I'll make sure to share this out so everybody can see it. Adjust portions up or down according to how frequently you eat. This is a big one. So this is going to be more towards like if you're eating 3 servings per day. If you're somebody like me that likes to eat 6 small meals a day and you graze, because that helps you, beat the food demons in your head, then got to adjust that down. Size and calorie needs. My calorie needs are different than yours. You know, Somebody that's 120 pounds going to have a much different calorie need. So kind of work within your own zone, how active you are. This makes a big difference. So, asking people, send in the weight, send in your current weight, and send in your current weight and how you're feeling energy wise and moving towards your goal. One of my big questions there when I look is how close were you on estimating when we started this thing on estimating your activity level, which I find this is somewhere where a lot of people slip up. And, you know, I've had people tell me they're sedentary and they're training for dopey. I'm like, you're not sedentary. Nobody training for dopey is sedentary. Like, you're not sitting on your butt all day, every day. I've had people that put themselves as athletes, and athlete is like eating like a Kansas City Chief or a Philadelphia Eagle, depending on which team you like. I don't really root for either of them. I just
Or the New York Jets.
or the New York Jets. See, for the first time in my life, I played with Hard Rock Bets that day because I was so disinterested in that football game, Ryan. I won $17.
Hey, that's nice. I would have lost it.
Proud of myself. Oh, Matt, I did kind of root for the Birds, but don't tell the Stormtrooper dude that because we were watching at his house. We watched that game at his house, and I had to reel it in. I was internally rooting for the Birds, and I may have screamed when there was an interception made and a touchdown scored, and I was like, yes. And I was like, oh, sorry, I just bet on that. I bet on a Eagles interception for a TD. So yeah, how active you are is a big one. I went down a football day, and there's a lot of room for interpretation, but that's somewhere where I'm like, all right, I can kind of see your activity now, and I get a little better idea of where you're at. And even I screwed this up big time when I hit a roadblock, and I think I was over dieting, and I'm calculating the numbers, and I just wasn't happy with my current look. I looked lean. If you may have heard the term skinny fat, I was like, I'm lean, but the amount I'm working out, I'm not like muscular right now. Like I just was like falling flat. And like my calories, they make sense for what I put in here. I didn't put athlete in there because I wasn't doing 2 workouts a day, but I put very active. I was doing, anywhere between an hour and 90 minutes of workouts, 5 to 6 days a week. I'm like, all right, very active. And I went to, you know, perks of being me. I get invited into all these places to like test things out. I got invited into this place where they did a metabolic test on me. And I got strapped to this breathing machine, and they were able to get a pretty solid test on my metabolism. And they were like, dude, you're a freak right now. You're burning 38. This thing is estimating you're burning about 3,800 calories a day. And I was like, excuse me? I think it was 38. This was a while ago. And they're like, and you work out, so add another like 5 to 700 to that. You should be taking in about 45. And I was like, these people are freaking crazy. So I actually started reverse dieting myself and putting in, just adding in 200 calories. I added 200 in, I didn't gain any weight. I added 200 more and I didn't gain any weight. And I got closer to where they were telling me. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I was just severely under fueling. I gained no weight, but I looked different. Like I got rid of that extra, the loose skin that I had. And I was like, wow, more muscular, but the scale hasn't really gone up in a negative way. So it's tough figuring out how active you are, but that's a big key there. And I've been wrong with that on myself. Adjust portions up or down according to results. If you intuitive eat, this is a huge one. So if you're not losing weight, maybe you're overestimating on that protein source or the carb source or the fat source. Scale it back a little bit. If you're trying to be successful with the intuitive eating, the scale can be your friend there. Look at the scale. All right. Oh, wow. I went up a little bit on the scale, and I don't want to start measuring just yet again. So I scale back a little on the portions. Appetite and society. I asked that question too, people. If you're always hungry, you might be under fueling. And then how frequently you eat. I don't know why that's there twice. And I took that from their content. Let's keep going. Easy way to set up the plate. Start with the protein. Meat, fish, eggs, cottage cheese, and or Greek yogurt. Yeah, two palm sized portions. 1 palm sized portion for women. Men with the veggies, 2 fist sized portions. Like this gets it super easy. And if you just don't have access to a food scale and you want to get a good idea, this is like just a solid hack you can use. 2 cup hand sized portions for carbs, grain, starches, beans, and fruits. 1 cup hand portion for women. Lisa's got to run. Bye, Lisa. And for fats, 2 thumb sized portion. Fats are where a lot of people go overboard. Another place, another place is going to be sauces. Sauces, it's very easy. Sausage dressings. I can almost guarantee anytime you get something at a restaurant, those the nutrition things you look up at Outback Steakhouse is not going to be on point because that dude in the kitchen wants it to taste good for you. He is going to slather some butter up on that thing. It's okay. Butter's not the devil, but if he's putting 4 sticks of butter on there, anticipate your calories going up. Whoa. This was another good one I found. Practice mindful eating with taste. So T, think about if you're eating due to hunger or emotions. That's big. That's kind of where we open this thing up. appreciate the time, energy, and resources that went into your meal. So this is comes to the next part, but like slow down. Like take time to enjoy the meal. Grew up with a very rushed family where it was like, all right, we all got to eat dinner and shovel this food in. My dad was a big dude, worked worked out for a good hour a day and also worked a very physical job. So it was like, if you don't get to the second steak before he does, ain't gonna be no second steak. Like I am still guilty of that where I just shovel food in. And I don't know if Kim popped her head on here, but she will tell you, I sometimes will finish my meal and I'll eyeball hers. I'm like, and she's like, I'm finishing this tonight. Like back up, you're good. You ate yours, you should not have rushed it. Reel it in. Eat slowly. Chew like that releases digestive enzymes. Chew your food, taste it, put the fork down between bites. I am personally trying to get better at this. Take the time to enjoy the flavors of the food. Like if you put the work in, enjoy the flavors. And then end the meal when you're satisfied and not stuffed. Might not always mean a clean plate. They might get upset with you over at 50's Primetime Cafe, but it's okay. Although when I do go there, I clean my plate. Clean my plate. That kind of covers it for what I was going to talk about here. Tomorrow, I'm going to put this image in the chat. Put this image in the chat. Because we're talking about eating. I also want to talk about hydration. And
Oh God, yes.
What? Did you say, oh God, yes?
Yes. Yeah, I'm already starting to hydrate for this coming weekend.
All right. You're ahead of the game. Who's the hydration king on the Run Disney page? He's not on here tonight. I don't think he's on here tonight.
Isn't it CC Turner?
Yes, he better watch the replay. That pain in the ass. I mentioned his name and he didn't even pop his face on here tonight. I'm not mad. I'm disappointed, Chris. I figured since I want to start a little mini challenge for the week, and I got this one out to y'all late. Hydration will be a good one because we have a good amount of people going into Princess, and even though it's not going to be hot, you still have to hydrate. You can go weeks without food. Only a few days without water is enough to be the end of you. With life's distractions, mild to moderate dehydration is common. When do you know you're dehydrated? Do 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 do.
I tend to notice when my heart rate goes up. Like when I'm sitting there and my heart rate's a little higher.
Okay.
When you stop sweating.
When
When your pee is dark,
What was that last one?
when your pee is dark,
Oh, that's a big one. That's a
When
big
you're when you're thirsty.
When you're thirsty. You're already dehydrated if any of those things are happening. Like you're already behind the ball. So even before you get thirsty, the body's already dehydrated. So that's one where you really got to get ahead of it. Got to get ahead of it. And it's very common. There's also such a thing as overhydration. So just keep that in mind. Don't go and chug 6 gallons of water because we talked about hydration tonight. Like, do it responsibly. Um, aside from life-threatening concerns, significantly reduce athletic performance. That's a big one for me. I want you to be able to perform good. I want you to feel good, especially if you're running Princess this weekend with me. I want you to be able to focus on the task at hand and be in a good mood. Irritable or fatigued, good signs that you might be dehydrated. And with this, like you're irritable, fatigued, it goes back to the beginning. We talked about emotional hunger versus physical. Maybe grabbing that cup of water, seeing how you feel 30 minutes later. I wasn't hungry. I was just feeling dehydrated. So, simple challenge for the week. Drink at least 64 gallons of water. I'll put this in the chat if you want to share it. You could throw a little emoji there like that. And there's a little emoji. Let us know how you're doing. eight out, no, not 8 64-ounce servings, 8 ounce glass of water every day. So if you're somebody like me who carries this thing around, I don't know how big it is, but if you're somebody like me that does that, you can check off 4 of those at once if you know how much is in yours. You share it, tag me. You can put it in the Facebook group. You can put it in the chat. Have a little fun with it. And yeah, let's stay hydrated this week as we go into race weekend. Other ways to make water interesting. How many of you just hate water? Is there anybody out there that despises water? Please, I'm always asking y'all to speak. And honestly, I'm happy for the silence right now. There's nobody that just dislikes water. But if you want to make it more interesting, warm water, lemon, and pink Himalayan salt. Best ways to start the morning. Lemon helps alkalize the body. Himalayan salt, 84 essential minerals and electrolytes, refreshes you and energizes you. So that's a win. Turmeric, cinnamon, lemon, and ginger water, good for anti-inflammatory, especially if you are somebody that is running a long race and you're gonna have inflammation this weekend. Maybe a little turmeric in the system, cinnamon, lemon, and ginger. Flush it out. Orange and rosemary water improves the memory a little bit. Rosemary's good, improves the immune system. I like all those little added bonuses. Denise gets tired of plain water. I do too. That's why I've been big on. Let me stop sharing this. I can see y'all. I have been huge on LMNT lately. It keeps me sane and keeps me going. There is seasoned cooking. Now I got my screen off there and I can see you cooking. Hey girl. But LMNT's been great. Any kind of little flavoring you can get that'll freshen it up and keep you hydrated. Let's see. I get tired of plain water. Yeah, definitely. I got that one already. Karen, it took you ages to drink water?
Totally.
That's
Took me
good.
years to be able to drink water.
I just wanted you to come off the mic because I could say that's because you're drinking too many beers.
No, I don't drink too many beers, but I do drink beer. And there is water. It's like 90% water in the beer.
It was like
But no, it took me years. It took me years. Seriously, like what saved me was Crystal Light. And after that, like Mio, like the small like things that you can add to water. Same thing as Crystal Light, but it's just like
the Mio,
concentrate.
I've heard of those.
Yeah.
Never tried that.
Now I can drink water on my own, but like it took years.
All right. All right. We got to keep
And
you
a doctor had told me years ago, it had doctor like had offered me to take, like McCain's juices or like Minute Meads,
Mhm.
the frozen one, and to just like do 2 bottle of water with one so that it's diluted. There is sugar in there, but he was kind of like, if that's the only way that you can drink water, at least you have that.
I like it.
So, and he was telling me to cut one fruit during the day to like balance out the sugar in there.
I like it a lot. I like it a
Yeah.
lot. Anything you could do to get more water in is going to be a win. I mean, unless it's like the concentrate McDonald's puts in for the Coca-Cola. We don't want that. That's too much sugar.
So I can continue drinking my beer. Is that right?
In moderation. When I talk to you on Thursday, we're going to have a conversation about your beers.
Define moderation.
That's why Larry's camera's off. He's getting loaded right now. You notice Larry gets looser and looser as these calls go on. He got real quiet real quick.
Well, he did ask the question of defining moderation, and I'm actually listening for the answer.
1 to 2, I think, it depends. Are you having 1 to 2 a night? Then that's not really moderating. Are you having 1 to 2 a week? That's a little better. Is it 1 to 2 every 2 weeks? Is it a 12 pack once a week? Well, there's a lot of different ways we can go with that. A lot of different ways we can go with that.
It's about once every 2 to 3 months.
Wow.
All right, then you're all right. I think you're okay then, Larry. I'll see you at the finish
Just
line.
that's the spot right there.
It just hits different. It hits different. Leslie says, my sister says it has to be Celtic salt. What's the difference? Melissa already got in with an answer. More minerals and not sodium chloride. So that is actually something Kim picked up recently. I've never tried it until this past week, and I had never heard of that there was a difference there. But yeah, it's got more minerals and not sodium chloride. So if I notice a difference, I'll share it. But yeah, she came home with Celtic salt. So I'm like, anything to give me a little added edge, I'll take it. Any little added edge on my nutrition. Celtic salt, is it a whiskey? Your mind is in the gutter, Karen.
Well, whiskey is always on my mind. Sorry.
Oh my gosh. Flavored BCAAs is helping, and that creatine. Do you have flavored creatine, Matt?
Flavorless creatine, but flavored BCAA.
Okay.
It's been helping, but the creatine, my buddy literally was like, he's seen muscle gain, and he was like, bro, he's like, you on creatine? It's helping, and I was like, how can you tell from this?
He noticed
So
the
I was
gains in 4 weeks.
in about a week. I'm getting mixed swole. I got to send you a photo of me. I'm starting to get like actually like cut, man. You're doing the job.
I'd love to hear it. That's awesome. The creatine's definitely helping with that. But that won't, I mean, that's one of those ones. It's not going to work unless you put in the work, which you are. So I'm here for it. I have Himalayan now, but may try that the next time. Yeah, I've been on Himalayan salt for years. Like, I was just putting that into my gallon of water every morning when I was in that phase of carrying the gallon of water everywhere I went. Because that's just what fitness people do. We carry around giant gallons of water. Karen, Jessica wants to hang out with you. She's in Canada.
Yeah, but like I'm open for friendship. I have no problem.
I'm open for friendship. Well, Leslie, what are we asking? How much salt to put in there? Is that what we're asking?
Yep, sorry, I was trying to unmute. Yep. Like
You're
how
good.
much did you say like if I'm carrying like a 40-ounce Stanley or per 8 ounce or whatever per cup? Like what do you suggest
I'm gonna show
offhand?
you, I'm gonna show you something real cool.
Okay.
Let me find it. Oh, I know it's on here. I know it's on here. LMNT is a very cool company, and there's a reason I like them even better because they do this, and I know it's somewhere. So on LMNT's website, like this is a business, they're designed to make money, right? Their goal is to sell you LMNT and get you hooked on LMNT. So if you go to their website, ba-da-ba-ba-ba, found it within seconds too. You go to their website and go to which was it? I think it was the formulation page I'm on, or no, the ingredients page. So I went down to the bottom. I clicked on, maybe it was formulation. I clicked on formulation and then I went up to the FAQs. Can I make my own electrolyte drink mix at home with LMNT ratios? They tell you exactly how they do it. They tell you the exact recipe to make LMNT. It's half a teaspoon of salt, 500 milligrams of potassium citrate powder, and a quarter teaspoon of magnesium malate, and they break it all down. So
Wow. All right. Cool. Thank you.
they actually changed that. They changed what it was on the website because they used to tell you how to do it in like just a gallon jug, which I liked better. I like that better. But yeah, I mean, 1 gram of sodium, pretty solid, 200 milligrams of potassium. Yeah, I would go with that exact recipe, half teaspoon. And then they give you more recipes. They tell you exactly oh, there it is. If you prefer to source your own electrolytes instead of buying ours, jot this down and grab a kitchen scale. So save time. You can measure 30 servings at once right there. 75 grams of sodium chloride, 11.5 potassium chloride, 11.7 grams of magnesium malate, or 8 grams of dimagnesium malate. Mix them thoroughly. Boom. Like that impresses me that, oh, and then they give you how to make the flavors. So a dash of stevia and lime juice for the citrus, dash of stevia and lime juice for the raspberry, like, and a quarter cup of whole raspberries. I know I missed something there. I like that they do that. That just goes a long way. Goes a long way with me that they put that out there, like that not everybody can invest in like a $40 a month thing of LMNT. I have been drinking LMNT for a year now, but is it okay to portion a packet out throughout the day, or do I need to be drinking one packet at one time? Melissa, I would say if you are sweating a good amount, then you might want to have it all at one time to replenish. But that's generally what I do. I put some in here before I work out. I start drinking this while I'm working out. And then when I get about halfway, I refill it. Oh, my water bottle's disappearing on my background. I refill it after I get to the halfway mark. So it's kind of diluted. And then I'll keep refilling and sipping. That way I'm still getting a little bit as the day goes on. The Himalayan salt's great too. I throw that in almost everything I make at home. And obviously make sure you don't have any issues, with blood pressure where salt might be a problem. Too much salt might be a problem. I don't have that issue. And a lot of this stuff, like science on salt, it's when you're eating it more with those trans fatty foods that are in high quantities that are bogging you down. Bogging you down. You don't need all that. Let's see what else I got tonight. What else? I got a very upset person because she got beat on the last 5 minutes of our midway challenge. More midway points. Stacy took the win. Stacy, you on here? No, Stacy beat Heather by 60 points when I looked at it. Marcy right on her tail. Debbie right behind them. So for the midway, Stacy won herself a massage at Massage Envy. If I have her number, I'll transfer that to her tomorrow on my long drive. And then what else? I got 2 minutes. I got 2 minutes for dinner time. Who wants to leave us with some words of wisdom for the halfway mark? I'm gonna make Larry do it. Should I make Larry do it?
I have no words of wisdom.
You have words of wisdom, Larry.
Not tonight.
Not tonight?
Not tonight.
You're just freaking out that it's Princess Week?
No, I'm just trying to get everything together. I've got my tutus packed, finally, once I found them.
Are you cosplaying as me?
No, I've worn it before. I did it for my first princess.
I know you've worn them before.
Yeah, I know I have. I mean, if my grandfather can wear a full length red dress water skiing, I can wear a tutu.
Pictures or it didn't happen.
Oh, I'll find them. I've got them here at the house.
So roll call. I got Larry, Alex, Angela. Who else am I missing? JC gonna be over there at Princess. We got you, Larry. Ryan's out there. Anybody else coming? Melissa and her 5-year-old. Jessica's in on all three. All right, we got a solid crew out there. Make sure to hunt me down. Come and find me. I'll post something in the group chat. Well, actually, I'll see you all on Wednesday. But if you can't make it Wednesday because you are traveling, have a safe trip here, and I'll share something in the chat. I want to make sure I meet up with as many people as possible out there. Chris said, disregard. Uh-oh. Carissa, step it up, girl. Step it up. She's messaging me while she's on this call. Everybody else, I'll see you on Wednesday night. And my other group, remember, we moved from Thursday to Tuesday, so you're gonna be 3 nights in a row. I will share that slideshow in the chat, and I'll see everybody over the next couple days. Bye.
Ah.